So I'm really keeping this going. I'm gonna really try to keep this going and do this every week. Throughout the week now, the way that I kind of get inspired to do these videos, I talk to a lot of my family and friends and just associates, people I meet throughout moving to different cities and stuff. And whatever I notice or whatever I feel, literally in my spirit, if I feel something or notice something amongst more than just myself, it doesn't always have to be something I'm going through. But my siblings, my cousins, my family, friends, a lot of people, when I talk to them, I notice different things. So this week I'm inspired by the state of being overwhelmed. And I feel like because we go through our daily lives just pretty much trying to get through the day and make it to the end of the day to get back home, depending on what shift you work, but it's always that go to work, you know, come home, eat, it's kind of always, especially when you work Monday through Friday or you work 5 days out the week. When you work, you always trying to work to get to the end of the day. So we live our daily lives and we become accustomed to the state of being overwhelmed with not even really realizing it. And so I was just thinking that some of the terms that I hear a lot of people say when they overwhelm and don't even realize it. One of them, I just got a lot going on right now. And I always think it's life. Everybody always have a lot going on right now. And this, once the pandemic, I'm like, especially since the pandemic, who don't have a lot of stuff going on. Or I hear a lot of people say, this is just too much for me. Another state of being overwhelmed. It's too much for you to handle. And I feel like no person can go through life without ever feeling like they've been overwhelmed. And sometimes it could lead to anxiety, stress. One time I was so stressed with family stuff and just trying to communicate with most of my family and just trying to make sure we all growing, because I am that person. They laugh. A lot of people laugh, and somebody texts me after watching one of my videos and said, "All right, Anthony Van Zant." But after watching Young, I really did start looking at life different, and the relationships you have with people, especially family, and just people, period, because people in your life for a reason, and if they consistently you may look up, like a lot of the people I went to middle school with, I still talk to, and I still see. And it's like I know that that presence in my life, even if we fell off in school but came back. You just go through your lives, and I feel like a lot of people have been overwhelmed before. You know, it's a part of your mental health. Sometimes at the end of the day, you could just feel mentally exhausted where you don't want to talk to nobody. You just want to eat, watch a show. Some people don't even watch TV. They be so exhausted. You can be overwhelmed, and it kind of is a mindset, and I feel like it's very easy to fall into it, even with just your daily routines, especially when you have certain appointments. People got to make barber appointments, get your hair cut, and you got to, you know people go get their nails and feet done and go get their hair done, and amongst doctor's appointments and dentist appointments, and then if you got children, their appointments and their hair stuff, and then their school stuff, like our daily to-do list throughout throughout the calendar. That's really the only time I've got overwhelmed earlier today. I had looked at on my kitchen table and saw that my calendar was flipped over. So I looked and I laughed at myself. I said, "Oh yeah, I forgot I flipped my calendar over so I won't get overwhelmed from looking at my bills every week. That's due." So I flipped it over because the first of my rent got paid and other little stuff that come out the first few days. And I said, let me look at the month of April. And it's my birthday month. And I already, I went to see Lotto, so I already been celebrating my birthday. I'm going to celebrate it all month, but I didn't want to flip over the calendar because I know when I flip over the calendar, it's time to see when these bills going to get paid out of what check. And that's when I get overwhelmed most. Whenever I look at my calendar, like, okay, if I get paid this day and this day, then that means I got to go to the grocery store, this check a whole lot, or I got to do this, or I can pay this bill this time. And it just be too much. It'd be too much for me looking at that's what I mean when I say it'd be too much. It'd be too much for me looking at my calendar sometimes trying to figure out matching up what checks gonna pay what bills. Don't nobody be just let us our money should be everybody. I feel like should get paid enough. Well, our money should just be there and our bills just be paid. And some of the stuff we shouldn't even. But see, I'm getting overwhelmed just thinking about that now. But a lot of us be booked to capacity. A lot of us be very, very much so booked. Very much so. I be saying, I ain't even gonna call names because I love y'all, but some of y'all are amazing parents too. And when I see y'all do it all, I be like, oh, I just saw them in this place yesterday, and now they with their children at this football game. I be like, good God, Lee, I would need a day to recover, but I be like, y'all doing it, and I love when I see it. But y'all be booked. Y'all be booked to capacity, and y'all be switching up your hairstyles with these different appointments, and then y'all people that do hair the way y'all do hair now. I'm not even gonna talk about that. I'm gonna say that for another video because you got to depart. And I understand why y'all do all that, but even getting your hair cut and hair done is a whole damn day full of stuff. For then them people to turn around and have a family emergency, God forbid, and all this other stuff. Like, it really be a lot. That's why I miss my good barber I did have, because I ain't never had no issue with not named not one appointment. But that's another thing. Y'all got kids, we got jobs. We be going to events. Everybody having events now and stuff. I only go to like real, not gonna say y'all have fake events, but everybody wanna have an event for every goddamn thing. That's overwhelming. I'm helping my mom with her 50th birthday party, and I know we ain't really overwhelmed yet because it's both for us and we've been doing it so early. But I know when it get down to the nitty gritty with finding these looks and stuff like that, it's gonna be a little overwhelming. But that's a part of motherhood. She's my mother, I'm gonna be there for her fatherhood. I don't have kids yet, but I be seeing a lot of the fathers. I know that's even the ones that's not even in the household. I know being a father is a hard job. I do probably want to talk about that deeper too, because I feel like one of the reasons men aren't that easily adapted to fatherhood like women are to motherhood is because they don't bear children. I feel like that 9 months of that baby growing inside the woman is really what makes most women. I can't speak for all, but I feel like that's the one thing about fatherhood that is the difference from motherhood. But I feel like a way that you really can get over being overwhelmed, it just depends on you, but it's a lot of different ways. And I always, when I do talk to people, you got to give yourself credit. Whenever you're in the moment and you feel like, oh, this is just too much for me, just stop and just think like, but I have done all of this today. I did make it to this place and I made it to that place on time. Or, give yourself credit for something good just so you can relax a little bit. Like, whew, even though I, this going on at work or, all of this, da 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 da, you still could be like, but however, I can't give myself credit in this area. Shoot, whether I went to the grocery store and came home and cooked that food real fast and put the children in the bed and fed them, like, give yourself credit somewhere. I be having to tell a lot of my family, like, just give yourself credit because, you've made it this far and you just reflect. You reflect on some of the things. I always have to do that because when I go through different jobs and stuff, I have to think about it. And I did reach that goal back in 2015. When I was in college, and that was hard to do. And a lot of people commended me on it. So even if you have to pull deep in your bag of history, shoot, we are old. We ain't young. I'm not saying old, but we old. We've experienced things. So sometimes my cousins be like, don't forget you did this and you did that. I was like, I know. At the same, and then I'd be like, yeah, well, I also was doing this too. So give yourself credit. We have done a lot. And I be seeing a lot of y'all on social media that I went to school with, and y'all children are so smart and intelligent. I'd be like, and then y'all be saying, oh, my child, how did I get blessed with this, such that you did that. I be seeing these good kids, and I'm like, see, that's what it's about. When you have children, raise them up to be like how we were in school, how we were coming up. I feel like, whatever you're going through that has you overwhelmed is only for you. Not a lot of people can go through what you can go through. And that's regardless of who you are, because don't nobody know your story. And you can really tell that to anybody. You can literally tell that to anybody. Could nobody, not anyone, go through what you done been through, because it's only for you. It's only your story. No matter how stressed you be, how depressed, how, anxious and nervous and just a lot of that stuff. Because I see a lot of people, they can't even hold conversations with other adults because they get overwhelmed. by people that might be smarter than them, or people that might have lived here and they haven't, or people that might have, grown in this area, or just on their own insecurities. People that can be overwhelmed by their own insecurities. Look how Summer Walker started out. The girl was so ain't nervous and she know how to walk. She probably still don't really, but I'm not a fan of hers really. But for that very reason, I don't want to be going to support her, expecting a lot from her, knowing she is socially awkward. Because she get overwhelmed with all these people in this goddamn world. Sometimes I get overwhelmed with y'all crazy. I said that one time on Facebook, like, oh my God, it actually hurts me sometimes to think about some of these vicious people out here. Probably some of y'all watching these videos. Some of y'all people, y'all be so mean and the things y'all doing out here. And that's why I always, since I was a young kid, I tell people I don't have a lot of friends. I have enough family, meaning I have enough people that I'm already connected to when I came into this world that I do not need no strangers coming in my life making me have to get revenge on them. And I've been living this way since a child. You can ask any of my closest friends. I don't let a lot of people in because people are crazy and people are mean, and I do get overwhelmed with some of y'all. A lot of y'all. My nose even flaring up just thinking about y'all, but then I listen to certain music. Like Whitney Houston, I Didn't Know My Own Strength. And I don't even listen to that song that much, but I just speak that title out loud, but like Whitney said, I didn't know my own strength. And I be saying at the end of it, like, you have to really look within yourself and pull yourself up. My girl Mariah got plenty of songs. She got Make It Through the Rain. She got Make It Happen. But then Kendrick Lamar, he performed Be Alright at the Super Bowl. And as soon as he started saying it, I started crying. And I said, because his lyrics was really hitting me. That was my favorite part of the Super Bowl. And I always forget how that album, how a lot of his music really do hit me. And it really be making me feel like even though we go through like the little hood stuff he be throwing in there, just be like, well, we gonna be alright. Even if we living in the hood, most of us, when I lived in the projects in different places and lower income housing, like, we always was gonna be alright at the end of the day. And that's just what it's about, regardless of your situation, regardless of how overwhelmed you might be with your surroundings. Just know you always gonna be alright. So I always listen to music, a lot of different music. If I'm not I just can't be in silence because I could get overwhelmed in my thoughts. So I like to play music or watch shows just to get my mind off of whatever I'm thinking. Funny shows, dramatic shows, different stuff like that. And you just gotta find a peace in the moment. Just wherever you at, staying where you are and find a good comment about yourself. And just look at yourself and just be like, well, at least my back not hurting today. Just be peaceful about that. Like, well, that headache is finally gone. Well, I did get my teeth cleaned. Anything. Well, at least I ain't hungry because I just threw down on that breakfast. Find a peace in a moment, even though, like, let me get ready to start my day because now I got to do this, that. But then stop and like, but that food was good. And then just sit in that peaceful moment. Sometimes you have to do that. Wherever you at, I could be at work or anywhere. And I just have to, kind of catch myself and might go in the bathroom and be like, but I did a good job on my bed today. Or like, I ain't wear this tie in a while. I forgot I like this tie. Anything. Because like I said, it's a mindset. For me, my hobbies. I'm going to end the video with my hobbies. I didn't realize it since about 2012, I can say I've been going to concerts consistently. I think for my birthday in 2012, I had went to a concert. Ever since then, whoever I follow on Instagram when they did their tour dates, if it was somewhere in the DMV or North Carolina, or even when I lived in Atlanta, now in Texas, where I'm at, if I can drive to it or get to it. Like, at one point before the pandemic, I was going to maybe 1 or 2 concerts a month. And a lot of people, especially from March to maybe October, it be concerts all the time. And so concerts really, because you get your fit together, you get there, you have a good time, and whoever, especially if it's multiple artists, that really take your mind off a lot of stuff, and you just be, especially them throwback concerts, and do whatever stuff you like. But that's for me. I love concerts. And so you see me, I stay at a concert, and I'm going to keep on going to, and I be traveling for them. Whatever your hobbies include, just do that. I also like karaoke. That's my new thing too. I had first did it when I was on a cruise in the Bahamas, and I had posted a video a while ago. That mess was lit. It was lit. So yeah, whatever you like, whatever you like. Just try not to be overwhelmed. Nobody's perfect, but we all can do better. Every day, like every day is a struggle. Every day is a struggle, and it really is. That's what I be saying, man. People be struggling through. When I talk to people and they be telling me stuff that happened to them, and I'm gonna end this because I be getting so upset when I be thinking about certain people's lives and stuff. And I know I had a little tough life too, you never know what other people go through. People be telling me some things, and I be like, man, I'm so sorry that happened to you, because you never know what anybody go through. So just y'all try not to be overwhelmed with life, regardless of what you're going through. When you wake up and whatever you do, even if you don't pray, if you just wake up and just start thinking about stuff, but as soon as you open your eyes, think about, oh, I just hope it don't be a lot. Because it's a lot every day. Even stuff going on that may affect us that we don't even know. Because sometimes when I don't keep up with certain politics and stuff, I be like, that, I needed to know this. I'm glad I ran by this. Y'all just, until next time, Dean Bean, do better.